the All-Star game. They're new shoes, relatively speaking, but they are the same color pattern that he wore at the All-Star game. Hopes that's going to be good luck for him. And Jim Clark fires it up, and the Pistons have it. Live TNT NBA Spanish language feed is now available via SAP, and we're underway in Game 5. Hamilton guarded by Iverson. Atkins will fire a three, and Van Horn tips it over to his teammate.
I like the possession because they went at Iverson, made him guard multiple screens, got a great look for Atkins.
And Eric Snow misses the shot. Van Horn tapped it into the hands of Atkins. Detroit Pistons coming in as the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference, having won 50 and lost 32. Atkins trying to get underway, hits a three to start the game scoring.
Again, Hamilton's size difference over Iverson caused Snow to double team Hamilton. A great pass across court to Atkins, who's a fine three-point shooter.
Kenny Thomas with 10 on the shot clock, and Snow looking inside. Coleman trying to post up. Now we got 6 on the shot clock. And here is Snow trying to create something. And Thomas's shot misses, but there's Iverson to start a new possession for Philadelphia. Iverson looking for an open space. And the rebound by Robinson. Pistons leading 3-0, just the start of things. Here's Rip Hamilton going in, and he's fouled by Keith Van Horn.
He may be the fastest end-to-end player for two guards in this league. He is so fast with the ball, very good in transition. Philadelphia didn't get the ball stopped. Hamilton took it to the rim, and Van Horn got a cheap foul.
Hamilton with a 30-point explosion in the last game in the losing cause, hitting 10 of 18 from the field. He has been the leading scorer or co-leader in each game. Atkins and Hamilton each had 23 in the Game 2 victory here at the Palace. So those are the impressive numbers put up by Richard Hamilton, who came over from the Washington Wizards in the Jerry Stackhouse deal. He makes the free throws, and it's 5-0 Detroit. Snow, bothered by the tendonitis, also had x-rays taken on a sore left hand that proved to be negative, and throws an errant pass trying to get it down low to Coleman.
And you see one of Rick Carlisle's adjustments. Coleman had really had good success against Ben Wallace in the post. Cliff Robinson, who's a very good post defender, is now guarding Coleman, and Wallace has switched over to Kenny Thomas.
Nearly 2 minutes have gone by, and the Pistons have all 5 of the points in the game. Here is Robinson going in strong, and that just fell off the rim. And slow getting up is the veteran Clifford Robinson. Iverson trying to juke his way. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the 76ers. Iverson goes right around Hamilton and misses the layup. And out of bounds, last touch by the Pistons. So Philadelphia will get the possession.
And Iverson's penetration has got to be stopped by perimeter players so the big men don't have to help and expose the backboard for second shots.
Here's Van Horn. And the rebound by Atkins. So Philadelphia 0 for 5 plus a turnover, getting off to the slow start. Atkins hitting another three. And Larry Brown has headaches already as the Pistons move out to an 8-0 lead. So this is exactly what the Pistons wanted. Get their crowd into the game here in this Game 5, trying to get the momentum back as Eric Snow finally ends the drought, and it's 8-2.
Eric Snow, from the first time he came into the league to now, has improved his jump shot as much as any player I've ever seen in the NBA.
On the turnover, and Allen Iverson stepping on the line and turning it over back to the Pistons. So Iverson saw the rim, no one in front of him, but stepped out of bounds.
And when you're passing to Iverson's man, you don't throw it to your man, you throw it away from Iverson. He's as good as anybody in the league at anticipating as a steal player.
8-2 in favor of the Pistons. Here's Atkins, who has hit 2 threes and been playing much tougher out on the line. And here is Hamilton with a basket and a foul. Rip Hamilton Got Eric Snow in the air, makes the basket, and a chance to open up a 9-point Piston lead.
Hamilton's as good as any mid-range pull-up jump shooter in the league there. As he picked up this dribble, he shot fake, drew Snow's contact, and then finished with a basket and a chance for a three-point play.
So here is Hamilton. And now you may say the score is Pistons backcourt 11, 76ers 2. As Atkins with 6 and Hamilton 5 to start it off. Philadelphia off to the cold start. Took him nearly 3 minutes to get a basket in this game. And Hamilton is playing Iverson tough. Coleman trying to set the screen with 6 on the shot clock. And open is Snow from the baseline, hits his second.
And that's the maturity you talked about earlier, Dick, for Allen Iverson. They ran the second player at him, Chucky Atkins. He found Snow, put it right on his hands. And again, Snow's a very improved jump shooter.
And reposting is Hamilton with a long turnaround. And Rip Hamilton now with 7 points. And it is now 13-4 in favor of Detroit. Larry Brown stays on the bench and showing no indications of wanting to talk it over yet. Iverson flashing toward the basket. And Curry with good rotation onto Van Horn. And Coleman can't handle the pass inside. And here come the Pistons. Detroit very well on the defensive end, showing what they can do on the rotation. Here's Curry, not much of an offensive threat, but even he gets into the act tonight. And now Larry Brown talking to Mike Callahan, claiming that Curry had traveled, and now Larry Brown will talk it over, the crowd on its feet. Foul called against the Pistons. It'll be against Michael Curry. Curry, who starts the game, but if you look down the roster, plays the 8th most minutes of any player for Rick Carlisle.
But I think he sets a great tone defensively and with his effort.
And there's Ben Wallace with the block. And Snow is back. Atkins to Hamilton. So there has the block shot resulting in the transition basket.
That's how it works. Good defense usually results in good offense there. Ben Wallace did his job, protected the basket, and ignited the fast break.
That is Wallace's 10th block of the series, and the Pistons have the big edge there. So it's 18-4, and the pass inside, and a great feed from Iverson to Kenny Thomas. And he thread the needle there, and just think what kind of a threat. With his quickness, finding the open spaces, is shooting his energy now as a playmaker.
Absolutely. His commitment to passing the ball has been a big step forward for the Sixers.
And here's Cliff Robinson on the pick and spot up, hitting the jumper. 20-6, Detroit coming out sizzling, 7 of 9 from the field here in the first quarter, nearly halfway through, and 78% for the game. Hamilton remains on Iverson. Thomas down low, and it's Wallace defending. Thomas with the quick hook shot, and Van Horn bats it out of bounds. It'll be Pistons possession once more. And Aaron McKee will check into the game for the Philadelphia 76ers, replacing Kenny Thomas. McKee with 12 points off the bench in the last game, and he is hitting 50% from the field.
This is a good move by Larry Brown. He's going to now force Ben Wallace to play Coleman and Robinson to play Van Horn, so hopefully Coleman can get some post-up opportunities against Ben Wallace.
And here is Hamilton out to Curry. Curry down the middle, and Robinson pulls up on the baseline with the air ball, and the Sixers trying to get something going here, trailing, and Snow going the distance. Van Horn misses the follow. So nothing is dropping for the 76ers thus far. And here's Atkins, and he misses. He has hit 2 threes thus far, and a 14-point lead for Detroit. Crowd looking for the offensive foul from Iverson, and he turns around and hits the 3, and the crowd now really doesn't like it.
Well, that was an obvious charge call right there. Iverson ran over Chucky Atkins and then got the advantage because Atkins was on the floor and he knocked in the three-point shot.
First field goal for Allen Iverson in the game with under 5 minutes to go in the first. And Robinson bumped by Van Horn outside. The jumper is short by Curry, and the 76ers trying to get back in. Iverson going right around Atkins, trying to get some rhythm with his offense. And you know in game 3 he got off to the slow start, but you know he'll keep firing away. And the ball tipped away, last touch by the Pistons with 4:32 to go. First quarter.
Here comes Iverson. He's coming right at Atkins. That's a dead charge. Official sees it as a no call. Iverson picks it back up and sticks the three.
Pistons in front 20-9. Coming out strong in this game as Hamilton blocks the pass. And no backcourt violation because Hamilton got a piece of it. Iverson with a high arcing jumper and Atkins with the outlet now to Hamilton. Hamilton will pull up for a jumper and hit. Hamilton now with 11 points. Coming in averaging nearly 26 a game in this series.
But Detroit's got to be careful about not falling in love with the perimeter jump shot on the fast break. It's really not their game, and they've got to be concerned with taking too many jumpers in transition.
Here's Coleman, and the basket counts in a foul. So finally, Allen Iverson gets Derek Coleman into the game, and why not, considering how much he has contributed thus far.
When we guarded Iverson, we felt he was more dangerous along the baseline there. He got baseline to his right hand and found Coleman. Philly has 5 baskets. Iverson has 1, but he has 3 assists already. He's getting everyone involved, and then his offensive game, I'm sure, will come around.
So 3 assists for Iverson, and Coleman trying to complete the three-point play. Derek Coleman, 35 years old, native of Detroit, still lives here and has done so much for the inner city here in Detroit. Has the three-point play, and the Pistons lead by 10, 22-12.
And I think Larry Brown's done a great job with Coleman, moving him to the center position. He's big enough in the Eastern Conference to play center, plus his shooting ability opens up the lane for Iverson's penetration.
Hamilton working against McKee with a turnaround, and McKee with good defensive play. And we'll turn it over, and coming into the game now will be Tayshaun Prince, rookie from Kentucky, who has been a star, had 20 points in game 2 and made his mark in the first series that the Detroit Pistons played against the Orlando Magic. Iverson defended by Robinson on the switch. Van Horn outside, a 2-point basket with his foot on the line.
Again, when a team commits 2 players to 1 player, as Pistons did right there with Iverson, it's Iverson's job to trust his teammates. He's doing a great job of that. He put it on Van Horn's hands, and Van Horn knocked down the jumper.
It was a 14-point lead for Detroit, and the lead now is cut to 8. We'll be right back. Allen Iverson has come out, not much of a scorer, but he certainly has been threading the needle on a couple of nifty passes.
He's averaging over 9 assists per game in this series. There he hits Van Horn on a spot up, then he drives baseline, dishes to Coleman for the 3-point opportunity, and then Atkins committed a second defender. Iverson hit Snow, and then off the pick and roll hit Thomas. 4 assists on the 6 Philadelphia baskets. Iverson is showing great leadership in getting everyone else involved in the game offensively.
Only 7 teams have ever come back from a 2-0 deficit to win in a 7-game series. Philadelphia has never done it, being down 0-2, and in fact Detroit has never lost a series when they've been up 2-0, which they were, but they are looking to continue the momentum. Philadelphia has cut into their lead, and a 3-point basket by Hamilton. He is red hot, and that is the 4th 3-pointer for Detroit. Hamilton has 14.
That's great offense. They forced the switch on the pick and roll, posted Robinson against the smaller Snow, and then Hamilton was open off the first pass on the double team.
Iverson penetrating, loops it high off the front rim, and Tayshaun Prince getting the rebound. Here is Hamilton again against 4 blue jerseys, and Atkins slows it up. Hamilton, and the rebound by Derek Coleman, and there's the lead pass from Snow to Iverson. They're going to call the blocking foul on Chucky Atkins. And for Atkins, that'll be his first.
That was an excellent call. They got the ball ahead to Iverson in transition. He made a little crossover step. Atkins wasn't set. Good call by Steve Javin.
So Rick Carlisle's Pistons, who lead by 11, and Iverson on the free throw line. Off to the slow start from the field with only 1 for 8. Misses the free throw. Log on to NBA.com or America Online, keyword NBA.com for the exclusive 2003 playoff section featuring live post-game press conferences, photo galleries, video highlights, and more. Love it live on NBA.com. Along with Jeff Van Gundy and D. Lynam, Dick Stockton with you at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Game 5, the home teams have won each game, and right now the home team is up by 10 with 2:17 remaining in the first. Mehmet Okur makes his first appearance of the game as he checks in for Clifford Robinson. Robinson goes without having scored 2. 8 on the shot clock, and here is Okur with Thomas getting a piece of it. Wallace tries to save it but can't. And here is McKee pushing it up for the 76ers, and he lays it in. Aaron McKee cutting the lead again to 8.
And Philadelphia has gone to a defensive lineup with McKee on the floor. Thomas, they've gone to a quick lineup.
And Greg Buckner.
And Buckner, right.
And here is Prince. He hits a 3. Tayshaun Prince, who only played 10 minutes in the regular season, but is a 25-minute player in the playoffs and even more in this series, making a major contribution.
That was a great adjustment by Carlisle to go to Prince in the Orlando series. He defended McGrady as well as any one person can.
Aaron McKee comes back with his second straight field goal, and it is a 9-point lead for the Pistons, who are 5 for 7 from three-point range here in the first quarter as we get close to the 1-minute mark in the opening stanza. Prince defended by Buckner. Wallace guarded by Coleman. Atkins with a two-pointer as the officials check, and Atkins now with 8 points, and it's 30-19. 43 seconds to go as Kenny Thomas goes in untouched for the layup.
And again, Iverson off the pick and roll, 2 defenders guarding him, hit Thomas, and when you close to Thomas, you have to play him as a driver first, make him make the perimeter jump shot. 14
on the shot clock for the Pistons, with a big scoring first quarter of 30 points, and driving in, missing the layup, was Ben Wallace. Well, not an offensive threat by any stretch of the imagination, but that's a layup that you figure he's going to make. So now the Sixers play for the last shot of the first quarter. Iverson is knocked away by Atkins, and we will have a foul called against Atkins. His second foul, knocked the ball away and then bumped Allen Iverson in midcourt for his second personal foul, and here is the way that transpired.
Here Atkins guarding him on the back and probably got away with the foul right there, and now on the loose ball pursuit, that's a tough call. I think he fouled him early, but not late. And that's a huge foul in this game because not only is Atkins playing well, but they have no backup point guard on the roster with Billups out.
John Barry coming into the game. And Keith Van Horn checks in for Philadelphia with 7.1 left. And McKee with a fall-away shot and hits it. Aaron McKee making a statement coming off the bench with 3 for 3 shooting here in the first quarter. And with just under 3 seconds to go in the first quarter, that'll do it. And for the second time in this playoff series, the Pistons scored 30 points in the first quarter. And for Rip Hamilton, 14 points on 5 for 7 shooting to spark the Pistons. So after one in Game 5, the Pistons lead the 76ers 30-23.
This chick's rocking your bro on the dance floor, but she's towing an anchor, a junior investment banker who's talking about herself and not much more. Oh, oh. So buy her a beer, it's the reason you're here. Mighty wingman, you take it one for the team, so your buddy can live the dream. Wingman.
Hello, John? Oh, I lost the signal. Go forward, go forward. Hello, hello? Stop! All right, back up. Yeah, right there, that's good. Oh. My boss is gonna kill me.
Searching for a wireless signal your business can count on?
When we're back here.
With Verizon Wireless, you can make business calls on the nation's most reliable wireless network.
Can you hear me now? Good.
For all your company's wireless needs, we mean business. Verizon Wireless. We never stop working for you.
Fast,
You ready for this?
I was made for this.
On June 6th.
Let's see what this thing can do.
It's not what you drive.
We settled this on the blacktop.
It's how you live.
I got a problem with authority.
Too fast, too furious. PG-13. You can be fast. Or you can be strong. Or you can find a way to be both. What's my thirst? Doing whatever it takes.
It's about that time.
What's yours?
It's about that time. And there's more efficient use of space.
Great.
Just talked to the guy at Office Depot. Everything's gonna be fine.
Terrific. Office Depot sells office products to more of the world than anyone, so we know how to help you get better organized.
Looks good.
Office Depot. What you need to know.
From TNT, they made him their assassin.
Nature selects you to be a cold-blooded killer, then that is what you are.
But he has no memory.
I don't know who I can trust. Okay, kill 3 people in Amsterdam.
Now the only people who know who he is
Something must have gone wrong.
want him dead. Alec Baldwin.
What did they tell you?
Second Nature. See the world premiere Sunday, June 22nd at 8. Only on TNT. We know drama.
Begin the second quarter. The Pistons have led all the way thanks to the early explosion by Rip Hamilton.
Hamilton had 14 points in that opening quarter, and he's at his best in the mid-range game. There he uses the pull-up for the three-point play, and then posted up against the smaller Snow, turns baseline and knocks in the J. And then no one is any faster than Hamilton in the open floor, running and finishing. Plus, he defended Iverson extremely well, held him to 1 of 8 shooting.
So there's Hamilton, but a problem that the Pistons may have will be that man, Chucky Atkins, starting in place of Chauncey Billups, who cannot play with a sprained ankle. Scored 24 points to Billups in game 1 of the series. Didn't play the next 2. 23 minutes, not much, but has 2 personal fouls, so point guard could be a problem as we start the second quarter. Aaron McKee trying to pick up where he left off. The ball knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Detroit. So Brian Skinner is into the game, and that one of the players that Larry Brown had planned to use, with Tyrone Hill out with injuries. Skinner in his 5th year out of Baylor, and a defender on the bigger people. Iverson splitting the middle and misses the layup. Iverson getting another opportunity, and no foul called, and the Sixers get it right back. Iverson undaunted is 1 for 10 from the field, but Aaron McKee in and out, and it looks like a lid on the rim for Philadelphia, the way some of these shots are going in and then out.
But they are doing a great job getting to loose balls and getting second shots. Detroit's going to have to do a better job finishing their defensive possessions. 2 problems right here for Detroit. Prince is having to guard Iverson, and then Prince is going to be the primary ball handler, so expect to see Philadelphia extend their full court defense and either force some turnovers or make Detroit wastes valuable time getting the ball up the floor.
Tayshaun Prince with John Barry. Corliss Williamson into the game for the first time. He's seen a lot of his playing time lessen because of the matchup situation. Corliss Williamson, who was the 6th man of the year in the NBA last year, played only 9 minutes in game number 4 and had 8 points in the first game of the series, and that has been the high watermark for him as he commits the foul.
And we all hear about selfish athletes in the NBA. Corliss Williamson has taken his demotion in stride and doing what's best for the team, staying professional and staying ready.
Mehmet Okur with his first field goal, so the second native of Turkey, Hedo Turkoglu of the Sacramento Kings, getting a chance to play more with Chris Webber out of there, is the other. And the lead now is 9 for Detroit. So it's Kenny Thomas with Iverson, Skinner, Aaron McKee, and Monty Williams in the lineup, and Thomas trying to at least get a foul, and the Pistons pretty tough inside defensively. Here's Iverson, batted away, and Ben Wallace got a piece of the ball, and Kenny Thomas is arguing with Mike Callahan on the foul called against Thomas, his second here in the second quarter. Williamson, guarded by Monty Williams. Tayshaun Prince with 9 on the shot clock. And nearly 2 minutes elapsed. They go down low, double team for Williamson. He gets it off to Okur, and he missed. They're getting some good looks, and a lot of these shots on both teams going in and out.
They're playing smart basketball. They're using Corliss Williamson's post-up game, and it's creating opportunities for Okur.
Okur blocking Brian Skinner. Thomas from the perimeter, and a good, tough rebound by Williamson. 32-23 in favor of the Detroit Pistons. Here's Okur off the front rim, and the 76ers see a fast break opportunity. Barry tried to break it, and the pass back to Skinner, and the turnover by the 76ers. John Barry coming back and hitting 3. Barry 6 for 11 from three-point territory, and a 12-point lead again by Detroit. Pistons 6 of 9 from beyond the arc. Iverson trying to find some room, still struggling. Here's Prince as the Sixers get back on the defensive end. Barry, can he hit another one? And Williamson over the top, committing his second foul.
And Prince's length is giving Iverson trouble on his pull-up jump shot. He may have to take it all the way to the basket and make the second defender come, hit the open man.
When I totally lose control, I like it.
Can Jimmy play?
Oh, yeah. Jimmy?
Oops. Can Jimmy come play?
Hi, Derek. Jimmy?
Can Jimmy play?
Jimmy?
Salt Lake, Texas, 2212.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's my job.
What in this world keeps us from falling in love?
Luxury is more than what you feel. It's knowing you can totally, completely relax. That is the ultimate luxury. Chrysler Pacifica.
There's only 2 ugly people in the world, and your mama's both of them.
You know, your mama's so fat, she stepped on the dollar and made change.
I heard your mama's so ugly, she robbed the bank with no gun, just stuck her head over the counter and said, "Put that money in that bag." Stick 'em up! Stick 'em up!
Timing was a little off.
Timing was a little off. Timing was way off.
You're not funny.
Tell it over a great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. It's Miller time.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl walks in with the itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. Wanna throw up stuff cause you notice that butt was stuck. Even the jeans she's wearing, I'm hooked and I can't stop staring. No, baby, I wanna get with ya and take your picture. My homeboys tried to warn me, but that butt you got makes me so horny. Lump of smooth skin. You say you wanna get my bends? Well, use me, abuse me, cause you ain't that average groupie.
The city of Detroit loves Joe Dumars. They loved him as a player when he played on 2 championship teams. Earlier this month, he was elected into the Michigan Hall of Fame. And earlier before this game, he was honored as this year's NBA executive. And he joins me now. Joe, now you're in the front office. What's satisfying about this particular award? Because you've won a lot of awards throughout your career.
I think mainly just making the transition from playing to the front office. It's not easy. It's a tough transition, but we feel like we've made a pretty good turnaround here in Detroit. A couple of years ago, we were going nowhere real fast, and now we're in the thick of things right now.
You made an analogy earlier today about what it's like to put a team together, and made the liken to picking a team at the playground.
No question about it, because you know what? You got to get different pieces of the puzzle together. You can't go out and just get all scorers or all defenders. You got to get a good mix, and that's what I've tried to do.
And Joe, you also said that it makes you feel good that you can show how smart you are, not just on the basketball court, but when you're in an office position.
Well, what I would like to break that dumb jock theory that's out there, that we can think a little bit once we get off the playing field.
All right, well, good luck to your team here tonight, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Steve.
And congratulations to him as well. We enjoyed watching him play too, Dick.
Oh, we sure did, and he was the calming factor on the Bad Boys Detroit Pistons team. And you know, Jeff, the team's character and selflessness really is emblematic of the man himself, I think.
He's done a great job shaping this team. Plus, an earlier trade a few years ago by Doug Collins has Detroit getting a lottery pick from Memphis, unless it's the first pick in the draft this year. So they're set up for many years to come.
And there's Corliss Williamson passing out of the double team. Tayshaun Prince missing the 3 and Van Horn the rebound. Aaron McKee made a shot, but the Pistons inner defense, something they lacked earlier, 6 blocked shots, holding the 76ers to 32% shooting in this game. And a 10-point lead, and Derek Coleman. And the Pistons try to increase their lead with nearly 7 minutes remaining. Here in the second quarter, they have led all the way in this one, trying to take the 3-2 lead. Williamson spinning in. I've never seen so many missed shots where the ball appeared to be going in for a basket.
Both teams are getting good looks at the basket right now, not having anything drop.
As a coach, you say at least you're getting good looks?
Exactly. Plus, Detroit's playing with a makeshift lineup out there, so it's not going to be a normal rhythm or flow because they don't have a true point guard on the floor. What this is doing, though, is allowing Rick Carlisle to buy time with Chucky Atkins and hopefully save him fouls.
Well, Eric Snow's shot did not go in and out. It went down. And a timeout called with 6:33 to go. Timeout called by the Pistons, who lead it 35-27 midway through the second quarter. Game, and off to a slow start shooting is Iverson, only 1 for 11 from the field, but that will not deter him. 76ers have made a dent in what was a 14-point lead for the Pistons. Detroit with Tayshaun Prince, Corliss Williamson, Rip Hamilton back in, along with Clifford Robinson and Mehmet Okur. 3 on the shot clock, and Robinson will have to fire it up. And the ball comes right back to him, loops it into Okur, and he stuffs it through.
And that was Detroit's first offensive rebound of the game. That Rip Hamilton, Robinson pick and roll is going to generate open shots for Robinson. He needs to knock those shots down for Detroit to keep playing well on the offensive end.
Coleman misses an open jumper, and here comes Hamilton. How about Okur and how he has come up in this game with 3 blocked shots to go along with his 4 points. Something the Pistons really needed, that inside presence. Spin around by Williamson. Corliss Williamson off the bench with his first field goal.
And again, Okur's skill level is allowing Williamson to post. He can shoot the three as a 7-footer, plus he can drive it to the basket. So he gives Williamson room to post up because of his great skill level.
So now the 76ers falling 12 behind. Here is Coleman still looking to get on track, and this may start him. He gets the basket and draws the foul. So Derek Coleman will have another chance for a three-point play. He had one earlier.
Very good high-low pass by McKee, and then Coleman is a great pump fake player. You have to stay down. He doesn't have great elevation, but if he gets you lifted up, he'll get contact. He scored and drew the foul. You got to stay on your feet against Coleman.
And Allen Iverson back into the game. Iverson, in describing Derek Coleman's play, saying he's playing like he's 25. He may be 35, but his age belies the way he has had so much spark, and a lot of people say that Coleman can smell it.
Well, Coleman knows that his time is coming down to the end in the NBA, and they have a legitimate chance, Philadelphia does, to get to the finals, and so he's playing very well. Larry Brown has confidence in him, and he has confidence in Larry Brown.
And a whistle, and the Pistons with an offensive foul, and it's Corliss Williamson with his second. He's going to go out of the game. Tayshaun Prince is back in, so it's Prince. Chucky Atkins coming back in after picking up 2 fouls in the first quarter and scored 8 points. So at least the Pistons finally have their regular point guard in the lineup.
And it's good that he does not have to match up against Iverson. He can play the more defensive-oriented Eric Snow and try to stay out of that third foul situation.
So Snow with Iverson, Greg Buckner, Keith Van Horn, and Derek Coleman for Philadelphia, trying to win on the road, something they had success with during the regular season. Van Horn leaves it for Snow, and he lays it in. Well-executed play by Philadelphia.
And again, Atkins cannot be aggressive in defending Snow, but when you close out to Snow, again, even though he's an improved shooter, you've got to make him shoot the jump shot.
So the lead is down to 7. That's the closest the Sixers have gotten. They were trailing by as many as 14. They were down by 7 at the end of the first quarter. Tayshaun Prince fakes the three-point shot. Not Robinson, way off the mark. And not even close to the rim. Here comes Philadelphia back. Iverson, touch pass, and knocked out of bounds, and it's last touched by the 76ers. They got a little too fancy for their own cause down there. Here's Ben Wallace, the Mammoth shot blocker, coming back in the game. Wallace replaces Okur, who played very well coming off the bench for Rick Carlisle's Pistons. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Dick Stockton along with Jeff Van Gundy and D. Lynam. Game 5 of this best-of-7 second-round battle. Home teams have won every game. Pistons won the first 2 here, lost 2 in Philadelphia when the Sixers came back to dictate the tempo and everything else. And now the Pistons, who have led all the way in this game, and the offensive foul on the hook called against Van Horn, and that'll be his second personal.
And Detroit right now is in one of those droughts that they can go through because they don't have a player on their team that'll command a double team on a nightly basis. So they go for 30 in the first quarter, only 9 here. It's difficult sometimes for them to generate enough points to win.
14 points for Hamilton, all in the first quarter. He is their leading point maker, and now he gets his first basket of the second quarter, and it is a 9-point lead for the Pistons. Sixers with a lot more balance with Snow and McKee, each with 8. Iverson has only 4, and he's struggling in 1 for 11 from the field, and he still is having his problems as he misses that perimeter shot.
Again, another great look. Snow did a good job creating the shot, and that's where Detroit wants Iverson, on the perimeter.
Double team on Hamilton, and good ball movement by the Pistons. Prince cannot connect from the corner, out of bounds, and it's last touched by Philadelphia. Timeout with under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Game 5. Larry Brown Sixers trying to make it 3 in a row in this series. 9-point lead, and up in the concourse, the popular Papa Shot. Everyone using the Papa Shot now and trying to entertain themselves. The fans who are in the seats are being entertained by a solid game, and we want to remind you that the playoffs will continue with Game 6s tomorrow on ABC at 8 o'clock. San Antonio Spurs go against the Lakers with a 3-2 lead, and then at 10:30 tomorrow on ESPN, Dallas and Sacramento with the Mavericks up 3-2. And then Friday on ESPN at 7:30, Game 6 of this series between Detroit and Philadelphia. Atkins, who had 8 early points, starting in place of Chauncey Billups, who could not go with the sprained ankle and out of play, and Hamilton lost it out of bounds. And the 76ers trying to fight back. They have trailed throughout. We're down by 14. Now you knock it down to 8, then it's double digits, 7, and then it's double digits again, and now they're trying to cash in once more. Hamilton defending Iverson, who has hit only 1 basket in 12 tries. Here is Snow. Van Horn trying to keep it alive. Good effort by Van Horn, but it results in a rebound by Detroit. Van Horn and Iverson, the 2 top scorers in the regular year, are combined 2 of 17 so far in this game, and Chucky Atkins trying to drive to the hoop is tripped. And a Philadelphia foul. And Derek Coleman picking it up as Buckner leaves the game, replaced by Aaron McKee.
For Detroit, I think Cliff Robinson has to play with confidence before he sees the ball go in the basket. Until he's a viable threat each and every possession, Detroit's going to struggle to score. At the other end, Iverson's 1 for 12, and he'll play with confidence. I don't think Robinson realizes sometimes how good he is offensively.
Tayshaun Prince fighting his way in, getting the basket. So Tayshaun Prince, who's averaging nearly 13 a game in this series, and a double foul, or a foul called against Ben Wallace. Second foul against Ben Wallace after the field goal by Prince underneath. Pistons lead by 11. And you mentioned Cliff Robinson, who's only 1 for 5 from the field in this game. Nearing a minute and a half to go in the first half. Van Horn strong to the hoop and block. Ben Wallace with another block for Detroit. And the drive by Wallace leaves it out. Prince making sure he's behind the line. Misses the 3-point attempt. And Wallace and Iverson battle for it. And it's ruled that it was last touched by Ben Wallace.
And Philadelphia made a poor decision defensively. When Wallace took it to the basket, they came and double-teamed Wallace, which left Prince open. And there is the second shot. And certainly looked like that ball went off of Iverson. But sometimes in that situation, what the officials are doing is instead of calling a foul on a player, they give the ball out of bounds to the other team. So that can sometimes save a foul against a valuable player like Ben Wallace.
Who goes out of the game. He has 2 personal fouls, and now Van Horn with a foul that he does not appreciate. Van Horn now has 3 fouls, 2 of the offensive variety, and coming into the game for Philadelphia will be Monty Williams. Coming up on the Verizon at the half, Ernie Johnson joined by Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and the Magic Man, and he'll review the first half of our game and look ahead to tomorrow's Game 6s in the Western Conference. Under a minute to go, 10 on the shot clock. Hamilton with only 1 field goal since the first half, and here's Iverson with a foot race, and he lays it in. Allen Iverson with only his 2nd field goal of the game, cutting the lead to 9.
And his speed in transition is very hard to defend, much like Jason Kidd. When he's on a push, if you don't have that second defender to shut down the driving lane, he's nearly impossible to guard.
And a 20-second timeout called by the Detroit Pistons. Want to remind you of TNT, 2 possible Game 7s coming your way. Sacramento, Dallas on Saturday, as well as the Lakers in San Antonio. Those series could come down to a deciding game. And on Monday, the Western Conference Finals Game 1 on TNT. And check your listings for the time of those contests. So we have 35 plus remaining in the first half. The Detroit Pistons scoring 30 in the first quarter and only 13 so far in the second.
And it will be interesting to see if Detroit goes for a 2-for-1 situation right now. To get that, they'd have to get their shot off in the first 7 seconds of this half-court possession, or they can have the choice of just getting one good shot and trying to defend Philly on their last possession.
Hamilton will inbound. He has Okur, Robinson, Barry, and Prince. John Barry, the three-point shooting expert. Both teams in the penalty as far as the fouls go. But let's see if Detroit uses that 2-for-1 strategy. Double team on Hamilton off Barry's hands. And here is McKee. He's got Iverson behind, and it's blocked by Prince. And Monty Williams keeps it alive with plenty enough time as the Sixers set up the last shot.
And that's what length will do for you. Tayshaun Prince is 7'2" lengthwise. Made a great recovery there on the drive.
And Clifford Robinson coming around, trying to keep up defensively, committing the foul.
Here, Prince keeps his body away from McKee, times it up perfectly, and that is a terrific block in transition.
And that is the 8th block shot already in this game by the Detroit Pistons. And Snow will go to the line to shoot 2. And a chance to cut it to 7.
Well, if you're Philly, you're feeling very good about your position right now. Down 8 with the chance to cut it to 7, shooting 33% from the floor. And the one area they can count on is they force turnovers, which leads to points. Plus, they are absolutely crushing Detroit on the board, out-rebounding them by 9.
Greg Buckner into the game, and the 2 free throws, and the Snow down with 10 points, the only Sixer in double figures. And here comes Hamilton firing a three-pointer. It counts at the buzzer with a defender on his elbow. Rip Hamilton. And let's see if they call it a 2, and the officials are gathering at midcourt to see whether Hamilton will get 2 or 3. Here it is, Jeff.
Hamilton does a good job. That looks like a 2 right there to me. And again, this is where good officiating comes in. They can go to the replay. That's clearly a 2-point shot. They will see it on the replay, but they show good communication on the floor. This is an excellent crew. Good communication between them. They'll get this one right, Dick.
And they did get it right. And right now, let's go over to Dee Lynam, who is with Rip Hamilton.
Thanks very much. Rip, a big shot in terms of momentum there at the end, but clearly the offense was harder to get in the second quarter. Are you concerned about that?
Not at all. I think we continue to move the ball. We're getting wide open looks and things like that. We just got to stay aggressive. When we stay aggressive, good things happen for us.
At the other end of the floor, you do a great job on Allen, but how about the team defense? What's been so successful?
Man, I just try to chase him. He keeps moving. I try not to let him get contact because he's probably one of the best in the league of getting contact. And my teammates just help me, and I'm just hoping they can do it the second half too.
All right, Rip, thanks for your time. Good luck in that second half.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Dick?
All right, D, so 6 3-pointers and 8 blocks. The Pistons getting it done at both ends. Allen Iverson struggling at 2 for 13, and the Pistons up by 9 at the half as we send it to our studios. Ernie Johnson. It's been relatively quiet, only 2 points on 1 for 5 shooting.
And there he's trying to front Coleman in the post. Philly counters by trying to throw a high-low pass and a lob over the top.
And there you see Thomas and Coleman both flashing down the middle, and Snow flipping it up, and will get the ball back and set up another play. Pistons with Chucky Atkins and Rip Hamilton, along with the Ben Wallace, Clifford Robinson, and Michael Curry. Here is Coleman with the short jumper, and they want to get him underway. Coleman now with 8.
And in pick and roll situations, Detroit's committing to trying to get the ball out of Iverson's hands. He's passing the ball well, and the Sixers' big guys shoot the ball well, particularly Coleman. There he got the easy 12-foot jumper.
So now they're looking for the stop. They have it down to 7 points, and there is Robinson. And the follow by Ben Wallace. So Wallace with 2 points, only 7 points tonight for the starting front court for the Pistons, but in all fairness, Michael Curry plays brief minutes and mostly as a defensive specialist. Here's Iverson, who has done a terrific job setting other people up with 6 assists. They go down low to Coleman, and a little bit hard off the glass, and another foul called against Detroit. So the Sixers making a definite effort to go down deep to Derek Coleman, and this foul will be against Wallace, his third.
A very good entry pass by Van Horn, and Coleman doing just what Larry Brown said. Go to the basket and give yourself a chance to be fouled. They got to the free throw line there. They've got to keep having a good balance between Iverson's perimeter play and Coleman and Van Horn inside.
And it could be inside out for Philadelphia. If they start getting the inside points, that's going to leave Iverson open, and they got to figure he's going to start to get going. Coleman with 2 free throws, and the lead now is 47-40. So Philadelphia has to feel good about their situation, down by only 7. They have never led in the game, trailed by as many as 14 in the first quarter. Atkins forced to start at point guard with Chauncey Billups out with a sprained ankle, and there'll be a Piston offensive foul as Snow is knocked to the floor by Rip Hamilton.
Good offensive players like Rip Hamilton try to get space by using their body to push off and get a little room. There, he tries to shed Snow and gets called for the offensive foul, but that's a play that happens throughout NBA games, and creating space gives you the opportunity to get off a good look at the basket versus a contested shot.
Only the first foul against Hamilton, and here is Iverson in traffic going out to Van Horn. And Van Horn driving in and tipped and through. Then Wallace had a big major. Looked like Wallace came close to tipping that one in. The credit to the basket will go to Coleman, who has scored 6 of his 12 points already here in the third.
And that's the value of penetration. Even when you miss, people are open for offensive rebounds. There, Coleman took advantage.
5-point lead by the Pistons. Crowd awfully quiet right now as Wallace from the perimeter. That may not have been the one the Pistons wanted to take the shot, with Philadelphia coming back in this one.
Well, with Robinson struggling and Curry and Wallace not offensive players, the Detroit Pistons lineup on the floor right now is not a very good offensive team.
And the offensive foul called against Van Horn, and that is 4 on Van Horn. And coming off the bench will be Aaron McKee. So 3 of Keith Van Horn's 4 fouls have been on the offensive end. So Aaron McKee, who was effective coming off the bench with 8 points on 4 for 7 shooting, replaces Van Horn.
And this may well be a benefit to the Sixers. Aaron McKee is a glue-type player and had a very good first half offensively.
Hamilton with the catch and shoot has 20. And again, the lead is 7 for the Pistons. 3 minutes have gone by here in the third quarter. Dick Stockton along with Jeff Van Gundy and E. Lynam, game 5 of the best of 7. Iverson still can't get the basket. Gets another opportunity, misses 2 there, and a loose ball foul called against Detroit. Allen Iverson now is 2 for 15 from the field, and his team trails by only 7 now.
You see Detroit play defense, and they are an excellent defensive team. But other than Ben Wallace, no one instinctively pursues balls to rebound it. And right there, Iverson missed twice and got his own rebound. They've got to have people other than Wallace pursue the ball and rebound.
After Curry's foul, and Kenny Thomas inside is pushed, and Cliff Robinson pounding the stanchion, and Robinson picking up his 4th. So Wallace with 3 and Robinson with 4. And that will force Rick Carlisle to bring in Mehmet Okur, who was solid in the first half, and he replaces Cliff Robinson. So 4 on Robinson, who has scored 2 points. And the Sixers definitely a factor here as Iverson hits. Allen Iverson, only his 3rd field goal of the game, cuts the Piston lead to 5.
Plus, on the next foul, Detroit's in the penalty, so for the rest of the quarter, Philadelphia is shooting free throws. Detroit's got to defend without fouling.
This has not been an artistic game, but the Sixers will take it as Hamilton misses off the screen, and the 76ers trying to narrow the lead some more. They have never been in front and trying to win on the road. They're the only team in the Eastern Conference to have a winning record away from home, but the turnover, and they're going to say it'll be a 2-shot foul as Atkins is fouled from behind. Eric Snow arguing that call with Steve Javie.
Atkins did a good job getting his hand in there to take away Iverson's crossover, and then in transition, Snow feels that he was fouled at the free throw line. Steve Javie thought he was already in the act of shooting.
So Atkins on the free throw line as the Pistons trying to regain their footing. As we remind you, who will get the number 1 pick? Tune in to ABC a week from Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time to watch the NBA Draft Lottery Show and see which team will get the first pick in the 2003 draft. And of course, a lot of curiosity will be who gets the 2nd and 3rd as well, I would think, Jeff.
Absolutely. From what everybody says, there's 3 impact players in this draft and probably a few more that we're undervaluing right now.
1 free throw. Here's Coleman down low with a fake and a foul as both Wallace and Okur trying to defend Derek Coleman down low, and Okur committing the personal foul.
And again, we see Detroit trying to front Derek Coleman in the low post, and then Philadelphia countering, trying to go high-low. So there Okur's in front. Wallace has to get more pressure on that high-low pass, and there has been a consistent effort coming out of the halftime blocking by Larry Brown's team to go inside to Coleman. A great adjustment by him at the half.
And especially if Allen Iverson starts to get loose and free from outside. You know, Derek Coleman, as we said, hungry, would love to win an NBA title. How about this daily double? Syracuse winning the NCAA title, and then if Philly wins the championship. Did I mention that Syracuse won?
Your promotion of Syracuse basketball is coming up to the absurd levels, Dick.
Shameless?
Shameless. Quite.
I admit it. Hamilton and Coleman on the block. And the rebound is in by Ben Wallace. So good second effort by Wallace. And the Pistons are up now by 8.
And if you're Larry Brown, you want Derek Coleman to take that foul on Wallace and earn those points on the line. Coleman only has 1 foul.
7:20 to go. Okur trying to defend, and off the leg of Derek Coleman, he lost the ball out of bounds, and the Pistons may be getting their 2nd win here in the 3rd quarter.
And a good adjustment by Okur. The fronting of Coleman had hurt the Pistons. That time he played behind the post, kept his body between Coleman and the basket, and forced the turnover.
52-44. The lead was cut to 5 by the 76ers, but now Detroit has recovered, and it withstood that threat. And here is Curry for a 2-point attempt. Okur got the rebound, and again the Pistons with the possession. Tough pass, and here is Atkins for 3. Chucky Atkins with his 3rd three-pointer of the game, and the Pistons are up by 11, and Larry Brown wants to talk it over. Detroit responds.
Did you see that move?
Mom, Dad, we're here.
Oh, great.
Oh!
The Hyundai Sonata with America's best warranty.
Boy, am I hungry.
When life keeps getting better, you win.
Jump for joy.
With new Odor Eaters Plus. Odor Eaters Plus is the only insole with podiatric arch support plus protection on demand against odor and wetness.
Jump for joy. New Odor Eaters Plus.
My dad taught me 2 simple rules about car care. To take care of the engine, change the oil. To take care of the fuel system, add STP. When your dad is Richard Petty, you tend to listen.
I'm the first woman to dunk in the WNBA, but I won't be the last.
I am not unique because I am part of a team. I am always trying to win. I am what I am. Can you handle that?
I am on a journey, but I am not alone.
The NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Hyundai. When your car comes with America's best warranty, you win. And Amstel Light. The beer drinkers like beer.
Well, Derek Coleman has played very well in this postseason, extremely well in this particular series, and he is proud to call Detroit home. He was born and raised and still an off-season resident here, and a couple of years ago he made a financial commitment to give the park where he grew up learning how to play basketball a facelift. The park is called Leon Bradley Memorial Park. It was actually named after Leon the barber, who was a heckler at Pistons games in the 80s and 90s, but he was also a mentor to the kids of Coleman's generation. DC said he wanted to do something in Leon's name, and he wanted to do it in his neighborhood. The kids there, they call it DC's Field. They know Derek by name, and Derek said, you know, everybody should have a place where they go, and you're just one of them, and that is Detroit and his neighborhood for him.
Very good, Dee. Thank you very much. Good report, and it's always great to see a veteran settle down finally, give back, and he has done a tremendous job here at Detroit, and they stuck with him.
Absolutely. He's been an outstanding pillar for that neighborhood he grew up in. All I would say is, as we see Snow shoot the jumper, those guys should have his jerseys on. Vince Carter's jersey shouldn't be allowed in that court. It should be all Derek Coleman.
Atkins missing the three. Pistons have 7 3-point baskets tonight, leading by 11. Sixers had cut it to 5. Atkins made 1 free throw. Wallace with the impressive offensive rebound and basket, and then the three-pointer by Atkins. Here is McKee with 8 on the shot clock. In the lane, Curry doing a good job of smothering him. 3 on the shot clock. Derek Coleman on the miss. Pistons tightening their defense. O'Clour doing a good job on Coleman here.
He's done an excellent job using his big body to contest shots.
Meanwhile, Coleman getting the miss on Hamilton's miss, getting the rebound. With 5:40 to go, Wallace knocks it away. Good defensive play again by Detroit. Atkins with a foot race around Iverson. A little wild was Atkins, and the foul is called as Thomas tried to come over. Chauncey Billups unable to play. Third game he's missed with the sprained ankle.
Here Atkins is on a one-man fast break, eludes Iverson, and then Kenny Thomas fouls Chucky Atkins very hard after the shot was released, and Atkins is now on the line. The problem sometimes with Detroit on the fast break is it's 1 or 2 men against 4 or 5. They've got to get everybody running the floor, so even if they miss the initial shot, they have a chance for a second shot opportunity.
Want to remind you about the Game 6s tomorrow on ABC at 8 o'clock, the Spurs and the Lakers from Los Angeles. And then at 10:30 on ESPN, it'll be the Mavericks and the Kings. Detroit and Philadelphia will have their Game 6 Friday on ESPN at 7:30 p.m. So the Pistons on a 7-0 run answered the early charge by the 76ers here in the third quarter. Allen Iverson still trying to get going, and Coleman with the field goal.
If I was Philly, I would stay with that Iverson-Coleman pick and roll. It is hurting Detroit because they're trapping it, and their rotations are not as sharp as they need to be to trap a pick and roll.
Coleman with 14 points, and Snow very nearly getting the ball away from Hamilton. Finally pulls up with it. And Coleman getting the rebound. Quick pass out to Snow. Iverson pulls up over Curry. And staring down the rebound with emphasis. Underscored is Ben Wallace. 9 rebounds for Wallace. Detroit with the ball. Pistons up by 10. Nearly 4.5 minutes remaining in the third. Hamilton leaves it on the baseline and driving in, and the foul is called. The Pistons have regained their energy that seemed to be lagging early in the third quarter.
They did. They came out very sluggish offensively. Rip Hamilton on that particular play did a great job using screens, moving without the ball, and then driving a gap and creating a play for Ben Wallace.
Greg Buckner replaces Eric Snow as Wallace hits the free throw. The 76ers have not scored in the last 4 minutes of this third quarter. And Wallace making the free throws, and the lead is 12. So the Sixers have gone to the mountain so many times to narrow it. They've never had the lead, and Detroit has had an answer each time. 4:20 remaining in the third quarter. Iverson with the pick and roll to Thomas gets blocked, and the jump ball as Thomas is tied up. Kenny Thomas tied up, and they'll jump it.
Again, off the pick and roll, Iverson creates a great opportunity for Thomas, and Okor with a late but good rotation because his size affected the shot, and then forced the jump ball. Size matters in the NBA up front. There, Okor did a great job using his size to prevent what should have been an easy basket.
4 block shots by Okor, and the tip is won by the Pistons. 9-0 run in just under 4 minutes for the Detroit Pistons. Here is Okor getting the pass in from Wallace, but he cannot convert. And the rebound by Coleman. Allen Iverson has not been the scoring demon he has been in the last couple of games. And Atkins not letting him get off from 3. Coleman driving in, and the foul is called as Wallace and Okor gets called for the personal.
And that was great patience by Iverson. He could have gone one-on-one from the top of the key area, but he saw Coleman duck in against Okor, hit him on the entry pass, and then Coleman was able to spin off Okor's body pressure, go baseline, and again, get himself back to the free throw line for his 7th and 8th free throw attempt of this game.
He is connected on 4 of 6 thus far. He has now 9 of his 15 points here in this quarter. Major League Baseball action returns Friday night to TBS Superstation at 10 p.m. Eastern as the Atlanta Braves take on the San Diego Padres. And Coleman cutting the Piston lead to 10. Atkins with Hamilton, Wallace, Curry, and Okor for the Pistons. Detroit winning the first 2 games here at the Palace, and then saw Philadelphia with the tremendous increase in energy win the next 2. Okor has it knocked away by Thomas, and Iverson driving in short with it, and the foul is called. So Iverson will go to the line, and a good defensive play by Thomas at the other end.
A very good strip down by Thomas, and when Detroit creates turnovers, it gives opportunities for Iverson. Here, Okor feels more comfortable on the perimeter. He has a size differential. Thomas does a great job stripping down, and Iverson in transition is nearly impossible off turnovers, creating foul opportunities when he took it to the basket.
Iverson has only 8 points in the game. Derek Coleman going out. Coleman has scored 16. Atkins fouled Iverson, his 3rd of the game, and Allen makes 1 out of 2, and a timeout called by the Pistons. A 9-point lead by the Detroit Pistons with 3:21 remaining in this 5th game.
Encourage a lifelong love of reading. Read to achieve.
With today's fashions,
If you're going to drink responsibly. 95 calorie Amstel Light.
When it comes over me, and I totally lose control, I like it. Sure you're okay? I've never felt better.
Rated PG-13 at theaters June 20th.
At Amstel, we don't object to other light beers. They do serve some purpose. Always satisfying, never watered down. Amstel Light, the beer drinker's light beer.
From TNT, they made him their assassin. Nature selects you to be a cold-blooded killer, then that is what you are. But he has no memory. I don't know who I can trust. Okay, kill 3 people in Amsterdam. Now the only people who know who he is
Something must have gone wrong.
want him dead. Alec Baldwin.
What did they tell you?
Second Nature. See the world premiere Sunday, June 22nd at 8. Only on TNT. We know drama.
That's a foul, Buster. Why'd you do it? Who are you working for? Do you really think you could get away with this? Come on, we're going downtown.
They're ready for the NBA playoffs, are you? The NBA playoffs are on TNT. But you can still catch back-to-back episodes of Law & Order tomorrow night at 7.
Only on TNT.
When it comes to international espionage, who is this? Staying invisible. I don't believe we've met. We still haven't, sir. Means staying alive. See the art of war. Friday night at 8 on TNT.
Pistons lead it by a score of 58-49 as we send it over to D-line of D.
Well, Dick, just before the half happened, Allen Iverson took a shot to his right leg, and he's now, they're saying, has a contusion just below the knee. Iverson says he feels fine. Yes, it's sore, but clearly maybe that will be the reason we're not seeing him take it to the hole the way we've seen him in the past. But he was 2 for 13 in that first half before it happened.
All right, D, 3 for 17 right now, and as Jeff mentioned, only 4 trips to the free throw line, which is always a barometer of how he's playing.
Of how he's playing, but also how the team is defending him. I think Detroit's giving a little bit more space on the perimeter, encouraging the jump shot, and if he's making his jump shot, you're at his mercy. All you can hope for is that he's missing that jump shot on a particular given night.
Aaron McKee committed the foul, and after Hamilton's miss, Greg Buckner, who is into the game, Iverson, Thomas, along with Brian Skinner. He played briefly in the first half, and the jumper by Buckner, and it's 58-51.
And right there, you've got to be upset with Tayshaun Prince if you're the Pistons coaching staff. Buckner's a driver and a slasher. He closed out, went for a shot fake at the three-point line, which led to an easy 12-footer for Buckner.
Pick and roll from Hamilton to Okur, and the foul will send Mehmet Okur to the free throw line. Okur had a big game 1 when he was 7 for 7 from the field and had 16 points. This foul is on Skinner, his first. Well, Philadelphia very much in it despite their 30% shooting. Allen Iverson not an offensive factor in this game. And Detroit hitting the threes, getting the block shots. You might think they'd be up by a bigger margin than they are. They have not lost the lead, but it's 7 points right now.
Philadelphia hangs in there because they're a tough-minded, aggressive team that pursues the ball, gets loose balls, dominates the rebounding game. And the problem with a great player like Iverson, he can go off at any time, and if you don't have enough of a cushion, then you're going to struggle to finish and close out this game.
And Philadelphia trying to take advantage of O'Cor missing both free throws. 8 on the shot clock. Here's Iverson short with that attempt. And the loose ball picked up and put in by Thomas. Kenny Thomas with the basket. And again, it's a 5-point lead. This is the closest that the 76ers have come since they trailed by 14 early on.
Again, that was great defense, but if you don't finish your defense with a rebound and a pursuit of the ball, you've wasted all your energy defensively.
And now Buckner fouls Tayshaun Prince. Both teams in the penalty, and Prince will go to the line. Rick Carlisle, who was an assistant in the NBA for 11 years, has had back-to-back 50 and 32 seasons for Detroit the last couple of campaigns.
He was Coach of the Year 2 years ago. I think he may have even done a better job this year with a lot of new faces, working in young players like O'Cor and Prince and Billups, and I just feel that they are a very limited team offensively, and they max out their potential all year long. It's harder for them to take it up a level in the playoffs, but here they are in the second round.
Prince with 1 out of 2. Last year lost to the Celtics in 5 games in the second round, and the last time they advanced beyond that second round was back in '92 when the Bulls swept them in 4 straight in the Eastern Finals. Iverson's pass batted away. He gets it back somehow, and this is the perimeter shot. And there it is, back in the hands of Allen Iverson, feeding Thomas, and he gets the layup. So Iverson, content to be the playmaker in this game, brings the Sixers to within 4.
A great decision by Iverson. Again, Philly gets a loose ball. Iverson could have taken the 12-footer, but found Kenny Thomas.
And the points in the paint, Philadelphia has totally dominated the Detroit Pistons in the paint in this series. Here's Wallace working his way in, blocked by Buckner, and here comes Philadelphia again, led by Aaron McKee. Hamilton is back, and McKee has it blocked by Prince. No foul called, and they go to Atkins on the other side, and he is fouled by Buckner. A 2-shot situation.
Well, that was definitely a foul of Aaron McKee on their transition opportunity. Here you see McKee on the breakaway. Hamilton steps through, and O'Cor just grabs his left arm on the way up. That was a missed call. And the calls in transition are difficult because the officials are trying to catch up, not run into the basket stanchion, get a good angle. I've always felt that those calls are very, very difficult ones to get right.
And they're bang-bang calls, as a matter of fact. Riley Brown perturbed right now, to say the least. Atkins now with 15 points. And the Pistons up by 6.
And you could see why he would be perturbed. If that foul was called, they could be cutting it to 2 instead of it going back up to 6. So from a coaching standpoint, that's a huge swing in momentum.
Here's Greg Buckner. McKee. And Aaron McKee with a field goal, 61-57. McKee in double figures. And the 76ers trailing by 4 as we have under a half a minute to go and 16 in the shot clock in this third quarter. Every time the Sixers have made a run, Detroit has had the answer. And Tayshaun Prince with a nifty baseline lay-in.
He has a tendency on that side of the floor to try to get to the middle. That time he made a great counter move, spun baseline, and used his great length to finish.
And the final seconds of this third quarter, Iverson for 3, and comes up empty. Wallace with the rebound, and Detroit will take it home after 3 quarters with the lead. A 5-point advantage. Allen Iverson, 3 for 20 from the field, but he has 8 rebounds and 8 assists, and Philadelphia is within shadow of the Detroit Pistons, who are trying to take the 3-2 lead in this series.
The bench on the right is being painted with Krylon, the bench on the left with Rust-Oleum. After just 12 minutes, Krylon is dry to the touch. Rust-Oleum, well, gee. Oh, not good. Oh boy. Krylon, no runs, no drips, no errors.
You and I must make a pact. We must bring salvation back. Where there is love, I'll be there. I'll reach out my hand.
The Napa Legend battery has smart plates, which are up to 28% thicker than the grids in ordinary batteries. That's important, because the battery won't get drained as easily, even if you leave the lights on. Napa, over 200,000 parts, and every one's important.
What can a Tyrannosaurus Rex teach us about a retirement plan? What's big one day may disappear the next. At Wachovia Securities, we learn from the world around us and provide financial advice for those who need to rebuild. Together, we can achieve uncommon results. Wachovia Securities.
I've seen signs of the future. I've seen the signs of change. Bear witness to the age of agility. The time of tricks, hesitation, head fake, freedom to change, and license to flaunt. Bugging out, crossovers, snapping ankles. You hear what I'm saying? Listen to me. Make your move. NBA Street Volume 2. Rated E. For everyone. Street ball will never, ever be the same.
EA Sports. Pistons lead the 76ers by 6 as we start the fourth quarter. And here is tonight's Lessons in Footwork presented by Lamisol. And here is the sequence right here in which the man at center stage is Allen Iverson, who seems to know all the steps to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, he's got great pursuit of loose balls, and then, again, he's just showing you his ability to create opportunities for his teammates. Struggling tonight to shoot, but he's going to get a triple-double tonight with 8 rebounds, 8 assists. He has just really contributed to winning without shooting the ball well. And as Larry Brown often says about Iverson, he can help us win in many ways. It's not just with scoring.
And he's proven it tonight, and you can see him growing as a player. And that's what happens if you mature and you're a superstar to begin with. The sky's the limit. Tayshaun Prince leaves it out to Hamilton, wide open for 3, and the rebound by Van Horn. The Sixers have Iverson along with McKee, Van Horn. Derek Coleman is in the game, as well as Kenny Thomas. Thomas with the ball right now, trying to work his way in against the double team. And good defense by the Pistons again inside. Hamilton's missed his last 6 from the field, and he remains the scoring leader in the game with 20. Okur, defended by Van Horn. And here is Wallace trying to save it, and he does. Good hustle by Ben Wallace.
And Okur on those post moves is going to have to be able to use his left hand to finish so he doesn't bring the ball back into the shot clock.
And here is Hamilton, lost control, and plenty of time on the shot clock. Hamilton will fire over McKee and rush that one, giving the Sixers a chance. Down by 6 points. No scoring yet in this fourth quarter. A big one with the series all tied 2-2. Philadelphia trying to win on the road and then go home for Game 6. Coleman posting up against the tough Ben Wallace, and Coleman gets the basket. Derek Coleman now with 18.
And Wallace is an unusual defender. He's a defensive player of the year, but he really struggles against strong post-up players to hold his ground. Remember, he's only 6'7" or 6'8", so he's not a great individual defender, but he's an absolutely terrific team defender.
Nearly 2 minutes gone by, 76ers. And Van Horn knocks it away, and then Allen Iverson steals it from Wallace. And now the crowd in silence with a 4-point lead. 76ers have never had the lead tonight. Coleman trying to get it in the corner. Iverson trying to save it. 8 on the shot clock. Van Horn driving to the basket with a feed to Thomas, and it's deflected away. Here comes Detroit. Tayshaun Prince gets the basket and the foul. So the Sixers don't get the basket at one end on a great defensive play, and Detroit comes right back.
And again, there's Ben Wallace at his best, not guarding the man, but coming over and helping, blocking the shot to again ignite a fast break opportunity, and a finish by Tayshaun Prince. There, Wallace helps, then recovers, blocks the shot, and then Chucky Atkins, a nice, simple play to Tayshaun Prince for the three-point play opportunity.
And the three-point play is made by Prince, who has 11 off the bench. Speaking of the number 11, that's how many blocks the Pistons have of 76ers shots. 7-point lead early here in the fourth.
Dick, I've got to believe that Eric Snow must be hurting more than he's letting on to not be in the game right now. He's sat out a lot more than usual, and right now they need his direction on the floor if he was healthy.
Iverson missing again, and it's 3 for 21 for Allen Iverson. And Atkins controlling with 10 on the shot clock, and a defensive 3-second violation of technical is called against Philadelphia. And here comes Eric Snow back, and talked about his tendonitis in his right foot because he had x-rays of his left hand. But a good point about Snow, who got off to a good start tonight.
Well, it's just so unfortunate that both of these teams at such an important position, the point guard position, have taken injuries. Snow being able to play through his pain. Phillips, again, sitting out tonight. But it's very, very unfortunate for both teams not to be at full strength, particularly at that position.
And Snow with only 1 assist, and again, the other key injury, Tyrone Hill, out. The good defensive player coming off the bench. John Barry missing the three-point attempt, and the Sixers down by 8 points. They had cut it to 4. How many times can we climb the mountain would be the question that the 76ers have to answer here in this Game 5. Coleman from the perimeter.
And again, that's a good look off the pick and roll with Iverson and Coleman. Coleman's an excellent shooter. He just missed that one.
Ben Wallace with his 15th rebound. He had 15 in Game 4. Tayshaun Prince working against Kenny Thomas. Recovers, and Van Horn getting the rebound. Nearly 4 minutes gone by in this fourth quarter. Thomas in traffic right now. Barry trying to get the steal. Snow driving to the basket, and the Piston foul as John Barry trying to defend. So the Pistons, leading all the way, have withstood every run by Larry Brown's 76ers. We'll be right back.
Yeah, Ford as a competitor. He was a gentleman always, and a very gentle soul, and a very good friend. We really lost a sports hero, but most importantly, a good man. And the NBA family's heart goes out to Jerry DeVushka and the entire DeVushka family.
Thanks for speaking about him. For those who don't remember, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Dick?
A fitting tribute by Commissioner David Stern on a story today that shocked everyone. 62 years of age, too soon. Eric Snow with the one free throw has 11 points. Pistons lead by 7. Under 8 minutes to go here in the fourth.
And Detroit is running their offense through Tayshaun Prince on most possessions, and he's come up and delivered.
John Barry with the high looping lay-in, 6 off the bench. Tell you, they're getting some good play from their bench, considering that Atkins, normally a reserve, had to start tonight, Jeff.
Absolutely, they're getting offensive production and defensive intensity.
69-60, and three-point basket by Allen Iverson, and Iverson with his second three has 12, and 76ers are going to need his offense at this point. He's done everything else for the team up to this point.
No matter how poorly he is shot during an individual game, he is very difficult to defend. Wait.
Okur on the pick and roll from Barry, and that's Detroit's answer. They have had the answer every time the 76ers have given an indication they're ready to take over the game.
Barry is known as a three-point shooter, but he's also an excellent passer, and he's very creative off pick and roll situations there. A great bounce pass to Okur.
Sixers have got it down to 4. Now it's an 8-point game. Coleman driving the baseline. Has it knocked away by Barry and taken by Atkins, who's hit in the head. And now they indicate the 24-second clock violation. We'll turn it over to the Pistons, but an alert play underneath by John Barry.
Here they are on the pick and roll. Again, Barry gets deep dribble penetration and hits Okur with a perfectly timed bounce pass and dunk.
Barry and Coleman defending him, and coming off the screen is Atkins, and he missed the wide open shot. 6:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Pistons, who won the first two games here at the Palace and then were outclassed by the Sixers in Philly, trying to regain their lead as Van Horn down low gets in good position to bring the 76ers to within 6, and a timeout called by the Pistons. Rick Carlisle trying to see if his team can hold on here in Game 5.
That ain't no shot. No, that's a crime.
They're ready for the NBA playoffs, are you? The NBA playoffs are on TNT, but you can still catch back-to-back episodes of Law & Order tomorrow night at 7 on TNT.
Thanks for making me a fighter. Cause it makes me that much stronger.
Goes right to the hoop. Then he stops and shoots. He knocks down three.
Thanks for making me a fighter. Maybe a little bit faster.
Iverson with the step. There's Iverson. Yes. Rocket with the nice move. There's what New Jersey wants to do. Welcome to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen.
Fish. There I go. They're just like us. Only flakier.
Find a happy place, find a happy place, find a happy place!
And on May 30th,
we're looking for Nemo.
One of them is missing.
Fish are friends, not food.
Sure.
Hop inside my mouth if you want to live.
Yeah, right. Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film.
Coming Nemo!
Pity. Finding Nemo. Rated G.
Oh, my stomach.
Nice.
In the old days, athlete's foot meant using Lotrimin AF or Tenactin for 4 whole weeks.
Who does that? Today, Lamisil AT kills the fungus with just 1 week's use.
And keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months.
Lamisil AT. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
It's there at your fingertips. Armor All Protectant Wipes. They don't just clean and shine. They protect with just a wipe.
Well, I had a really nice time tonight.
Me too.
Well, I guess it's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late. Yeah, it's getting so dark.
See ya.
Call me?
And here are tonight's Budweiser around the league. Don Nelson with a chance to move into a conference finals since 1986 with the Milwaukee Bucks. Lakers face elimination. Hey, when was the last time Phil Jackson lost a playoff series? Kobe Jr. in high, Shaq beat Jackson's, and Jeff Van Gundy was an assistant coach for Pat Riley's Knicks.
That was a long time ago. 25 straight series for Phil Jackson. That is a Ruthian-type record. And there is Hubert Davis, a former Knick, who helped us beat those Bulls back in '94. And the Bulls fans are still whining about that somewhat phantom call for us on Hubert Davis's jump shot, but they deserved it. They got the benefit of the whistle more than a few times, Dick.
Always great to see Jeff get the last shot in there and the last word. Why not? He's got the mic.
Exactly.
John Barrett that comes out to Atkins with a new clock. Atkins misses a three. Coleman the rebound. Van Horn underneath. Couldn't hold on. He had the layup. So it remains a 6-point game. Larry Brown, who, by the way, is one game under 500 in his playoff career, and Rick Carlisle, who's been in the playoffs a lot less, also one game under 500. One of these coaches will get to 500. They want to make sure they're there when this series is over. Barry is trapped, and they're going to call the jump ball. John Barry was sandwiched by Snow and Coleman.
A great trap off the pick and roll. Again, that could have been a foul, but Snow is one of the best in the league at snatching the ball, either for a steal or a tied ball situation there. Forced the jump ball. Very good aggressive defense by Philly.
Philly gets the tap, and Richard Hamilton back in the game. He has been scoreless in the last 15 and a half minutes. Still has 20 in the game. Pistons are going to need some offensive firepower down the stretch. Van Horn and Wallace getting the rebound out of this. Ben Wallace, 16 off the glass. Tayshaun Prince with Barry in the backcourt. And Hamilton to replace Atkins. As Okor and Ben Wallace. Here's Prince taking the three. And that'll go out of bounds. Sixers ball.
And one of the reasons why Detroit can go into some long droughts is if you look on the court right now, Wallace is not a post-up threat. Okur's better on the perimeter as a big man. Only Prince has the ability to draw a double team in the low post.
Here's Iverson getting it out to Coleman. Coleman will fire a three and hit. Derek Coleman now with a big three-pointer to bring the 76ers to within three. And that's the closest they've come. And a 20-second timeout called by Rick Carlisle. 21 points, 11 rebounds for Derek Coleman, who's been a double-double player throughout this series.
Again, Philly runs a pick and roll. Iverson and Thomas. As Thomas rolls to the basket, the defense converges. Coleman replaces to the three-point line. Iverson right on target with his pass, and Coleman knocks down the three-point jump shot.
Bring you up to date on the TNT schedule. If necessary, Sacramento, Dallas, Lakers, San Antonio, both game sevens. That would be Saturday on TNT. The Western Conference Finals, which will be seen exclusively on TNT, begin Monday night. It was interesting to watch Okur not quite going out at Coleman, thinking he wasn't going to try the three.
Well, one of the other reasons, too, is, Dick, is that he's got such a great shot fake that he had to be aware of him lifting him up and driving it to the basket. So that's a tough cover because Iverson's always attracting two defenders.
Under 4.5 to play in regulation. 71-68. Pistons have led all the way. And the 76ers have narrowed to the lowest deficit right now, 3. And here is a two-point attempt by Atkins, and Snow comes out of the pack with it for Philadelphia.
But a great play by Prince. He attracted the second defender and hit Atkins. He just missed an open shot.
Iverson leaves it for Snow, and here is Van Horn with the jumper, and it finally goes out, and Hamilton comes up with it. Van Horn had a wide-open 12-footer. He's 2 for 10. So Iverson and Van Horn continue to struggle from the field, and Snow committing the foul.
And Snow gave him a little good, nice little shot on his way past after the foul to let him know nothing easy going to the basket. There's Snow, braces, he gets called for the foul, and then just gives him a couple whacks to let him know he's still around.
Only the second team foul against Philadelphia. Pistons have only one. Here's Atkins and Hamilton with his defender falling down, and Van Horn getting the rebound. So Eric Snow lost his footing. And again, here comes Philly.
Again, Detroit will have droughts because they rely on the jump shot. Atkins missed one easy, and then Hamilton missed an open look.
They are 1 for 11 from their point. So they have gotten cold from three-point range. Here's Iverson with a long one, and Van Horn cannot control the offensive rebound as we wind down to 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The Pistons lead the 76ers 71-68. One of these teams will take a 3-2 lead in this best of 7. 8 on the shot clock, and Tayshaun Prince. Oker hitting the three, and it's 74-68. A big three by a big guy.
And again, Detroit is running their offense through a rookie who didn't play very much the entire year and now has become so valuable. Prince hits Okur at the three-point line, and Okur knocked it down for the 6-point lead. Is struggling with their energy. Remember, they're playing Tayshaun Prince and Chucky Atkins and Mehmet Okur more minutes than they ever played in the regular season, so they're really having to hold on, and that was a huge shot by Okur to sort of stem the Philly run.
And in essence, it was rookie to rookie because it was Prince who set it up, so the rookie's getting it done in the pressure of Game 5. Each team has scored 11 points here in the fourth quarter, and the Sixers with 2:45 to go. 6-point game. Pistons lead. They won the first 2 on this floor, then lost 2 to Philadelphia. Trying to get the momentum back and take a huge 3-2 lead. Pick and roll to Derek Coleman. Double team on Coleman. Fires it up, and the foul. So despite the double team, Derek probably knew he had a good chance to go to the line.
A great set and a different variation. Instead of running a pick and roll Coleman and Iverson, they ran a little dribble handoff to get the same thing. A double team on Iverson. Again, Iverson's in the lane, finds Coleman, and again, Coleman cannot at this point of his career elevate over people, so he has to pump fake and try to draw contact, and he did it again and get to the line.
7 of 9 from the line is Coleman, who has 22 points and 11 rebounds to this point. And the lead is cut to 4. Under 2.5 to go.
And Detroit has to be very aware they only have 7 seconds to get it across midcourt against the extended Philadelphia defense.
Atkins gets it across to Tayshaun Prince. Atkins starting today at point guard for Chauncey Billups, missing his 3rd game of the series with the sprained ankle. And here is Prince working his way inside with 1 on the shot clock. He got it off in time, the loose ball, and Aaron McKee is fouled by Ben Wallace over the top, as the Pistons barely got the shot off before the shot clock expires, and for Ben Wallace, his 4th personal.
Well, they want to get Prince isolated or posted up much closer to the basket. That time, McKee did a great job denying the ball to Prince, forcing him to catch it at the three-point line, which is a difficult place to start your isolation play from.
Under 2 minutes to go in regulation. Prince defending McKee on the perimeter. 9 on the shot clock. Here is Iverson from Coleman, and it rolls off. Rebound Hamilton. 4 for 24 from the field for Allen Iverson, who has done everything else, but he has been ice cold, and the Pistons with a 4-point lead on the ball, under a minute and a half remaining in the fourth. Okur has it stripped away by Iverson, and Eric Snow going up, and the foul called against Hamilton, sending Snow to the line, and a chance to cut it to 2.
Again, Philly is so dangerous after forcing turnovers. Here, Iverson strips Okur, coming from the three-point line on the drive, and then kicks it to head to Snow, and Snow forces the contact and earns his way to the free throw line. Philly's going to always struggle to score when Iverson's not on top of the shooting game. The way they can get enough points to win is to force turnovers.
Catch all the playoff highlights, post-game analysis coming up on Inside the NBA on TNT. EJ, Kenny, Charles, and Magic will have post-game reaction from the Sixers and the Pistons, and a preview of tomorrow's Game 6 is all coming up on Inside the NBA, presented by Hyundai. Snow makes both free throws, and a chance to hold the breath by Philadelphia fans, cutting the lead to 2. And a loose ball knocked away. Iverson saves it off of Tayshaun Prince, and the Sixers get the ball back. Great hustle by Iverson, and Larry Brown wants a 20-second timeout.
Philly's greatest strength is their defensive quickness there. They pressured after a free throw, forced a turnover, and then Iverson with a tremendous hustle play to throw it off of Prince. Oh, but that should have been Detroit ball. Iverson, when he caught the ball, was clearly on the line. And we see it again as Iverson pursues the loose ball. Watch his left foot or right foot right there on the line. Now he touches it. That should be Detroit ball.
And you're right, looking at the replay and a timeout, 1:16 remaining in regulation. We'll be right back. The Pistons have led all the way, but the 76ers have been coming close countless times and now have it to within 2 points, trailing 74-72 with 1:16 to go. Pistons have 2 full timeouts remaining. The Sixers have 1 full and a 20, and Philadelphia also has 1 foul to give, Jeff.
And what's important for Detroit is just to move on to the next play. They took a difficult call. They've got to respond. And again, Philadelphia, particularly when Iverson shoots, attracts so much attention that Detroit must pursue rebounds and limit them to 1 good look.
Iverson comes out with Aaron McKee, Kenny Thomas, Derek Coleman, and Eric Snow. The Pistons with Chucky Atkins, Rip Hamilton, along with Tayshaun Prince, Mehmet Okur, and of course Ben Wallace, who has been a giant defensively inside with blocked shots, and unable to get the ball in is Snow, and the Sixers will call another timeout. So they have 1 full timeout remaining. Detroit still has 2.
Good defense on the inbound play, and if you watch Chucky Atkins there, he shaded Iverson coming to the strong side corner to be the first pass receiver. He shaded his body to the outside, made that pass impossible to complete.
Philadelphia beat the New Orleans Hornets in 6 games in the first round, and the Pistons had to come back from a 1-3 deficit to win 3 to capture that first round. So they have been resilient enough to come from behind, and they're faced after losing 2 games in Philadelphia in which the Sixers just dominated play to reverse things in this one, but they have their hands full now. Again, Snow will inbound. Here's Iverson. Allen Iverson trying to knock the pass in. Ben Wallace got a hand on it. It wasn't an impressive block, but maybe the best defensive play he's made in this game.
Again, a great help defender. Didn't leave his feet and go for the block. Stayed on his feet and deflected the dish pass to Thomas.
Under a minute to go. 7 on the shot clock. 2-point lead for the Pistons. Big possession right here. And Okur with the jumper and the rebound by Aaron McKee with plenty of time to go. Sixers have 1 full timeout left. And here is Iverson looking for open spaces, banks it in. Only his 5th field goal of the game to tie it at 74. So Iverson, who is 5 for 25 in the game, ties it up with nearly a half a minute to go.
He's so dangerous in transition. He finds a little seam and hits a difficult bank shot over Ben Wallace. And get the ball first. Secondly, I think they should go to some sort of pick and roll situation, try to get defenders off of each other's bodies for an open look and a second shot opportunity.
Now the clock, 34 remaining.
I would not worry about getting a 2 for 1 in this case. I think it's too little time. I'd be more concerned with getting 1 good look and trying to play from ahead.
Pistons are 4 for 18 from the field here in this quarter. They were hot early from 3-point territory, but have grown cold since the early game. 74 all as Tayshaun Prince looking to inbound, and he does to Wallace. Hamilton still stuck at 20 points. Tayshaun Prince in the corner, pounded by McKee. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Prince, determined to go in. What a great spin move and a lay-in by Tayshaun Prince, who is the hero in Game 2 here at the Palace, and a timeout call by the Sixers as Detroit regains the lead.
An excellent back-end move. Could have almost been that 5-second count that they instituted on the back end. He takes his time, great patience. McKee's trying to take away the middle of the floor, and he counters with a great baseline move. I'm surprised no big man for Philly came over to give any support to McKee.
And Jeff, that was a similar shot to the basket that sent Game 2 into overtime. And this was after Allen Iverson had missed a couple of free throws.
And here's the shot you were talking about in Game 2. Dick, here he gets the ball, drives it, and reverses back to the middle and flips it in. And he's got more than just the post-up game. You see the spot up three that clinched it. Think about what Rick Carlisle has done, Dick. He has taken a guy he used at times sparingly in his rookie year, and now he is their go-to player. He's their go-to player down the stretch of a close playoff game.
After not playing on a coach's decision 40 times, that's half the regular season, here's Tayshaun Prince and Mehmet Okur as well, two rookies really playing tremendously under the biggest pressure situation you can imagine.
And the Detroit staff has to be given a lot of credit, because when Prince was going through his DNPs, he had to have a staff that was consistently working on him mentally and physically to stay sharp and stay ready. And to Prince's credit, and there's Kevin O'Neal, the great assistant for Detroit, he had to stay sharp mentally and physically, and they did a great job developing him and keeping him ready.
Sixers have no more timeouts. And the crowd on its feet here at the Palace of Auburn Hills. The Pistons looking to take a 3-2 lead and keep it as a home court series.
And the one thing you do not want to do if you're Detroit is give up the open three that can beat you. At worst, this game should go to overtime.
Michael Curry, the defensive forward who starts the game, has checked in. And here is Coleman as the time running out, the double team on Iverson. They go out to Snow for three, and Eric Snow has hit the three to give Philadelphia the lead with just under 10 seconds remaining as the Pistons use their last timeout. The first lead of the game by the 76ers, who have had that uphill climb all year, and the three-pointer by Snow, Philly up by one.
Hamilton did a great job denying the ball to Iverson, but then Atkins protected, and Derek Coleman caught it and did a great job finding the open man Snow, who's not usually a range shooter. That's clearly a three-point shot, a good call by the officials, and you've got to give Snow a lot of credit to be able to take and make a three-point jump shot at that point of the game. But as I said, Dick, the one thing they didn't want to do on that possession, Detroit, is give up the three-point shot that could beat you. At worst, you want to go into overtime.
Well, they double-teamed Iverson, and they looked like they were going to double-team Coleman as well, so somebody was left open, and Eric Snow with his best scoring game of the series. He had 14 in Game 2, has 16 points, 2 assists, and his first three-point attempt of the game was the one to give the Sixers their first lead with 9.4 remaining. So neither team has a timeout remaining, and the Sixers have a foul to give, which could be important here.
Well, it's critical because without a timeout, Detroit, as they advance the ball to take it out in the front court, has to almost have two plays so that they run their play. So if Philly doesn't use its foul, it runs it through. But if they do take their foul, they know what they want to do on the second inbounds play.
Hamilton has missed his last 8. He has 20 points in the game to lead the Pistons. And Iverson will guard Atkins, who will inbound with 9.4. No timeouts remaining. Philadelphia does have a foul to give. Okur out at the top. And now under 4 seconds, and there is the foul to give. And the foul before the shot. So now the Pistons have just under 4 seconds to attempt the shot.
Very good coaching by Larry Brown to extend his defense, make him run a lot of time off the clock, and then to give the foul on the penetrating dribble.
So they used up almost 6 seconds, and Larry Brown could not have choreographed it any better than that. 3.7. And now the Pistons have to get into bounds. They have no timeouts remaining. Hamilton having trouble. He gets it into Atkins, and Atkins' shot goes off. 9-10, and the crowd is ruling, and it is going to be called a basket. Goaltending is the call against the 76ers, and the basket will count.
And remember, there's no timeout, so Philly has to throw it in.
And the game is over, and the Detroit Pistons amazingly have come back to win this one on a goaltending call.
And how much more appropriate could it be for Chucky Atkins to be the hero of the game, coming in as a starter for the injured Chauncey Billups? So as Detroit was struggling to get it in, Billups curled to his right hand, flipped it up, and now barely over, gets a good roll. Coleman comes up through the basket and knocks it out. A very good call by the officials.
A very clear goaltending call. Not all of them are, but this one was. It was going down, and Coleman knocked it out. So the Detroit Pistons, in a thriller, have defeated the Philadelphia 76ers 78-77 and take that 3-2 lead as we send it out again to D-Line.
Thanks very much, Dick. I'll start with you, Chucky, because
78, the Sixers 77 for Jeff Van Gundy and D-Line. This is Dick Stockton saying goodnight from Detroit, and we'll send you to Atlanta for Inside the NBA after this break. The Pistons, in a thriller, take the 3-2 lead.